This video presentation is in fulfillment of EDID 6401 University Design for Learning Sandbox project. My name is Sasha Goodridge and I'm a doctoral TLET student. So University Design for Learning framework is an approach for designing flexible learning environments and accessible content. Now, the goal of education and also the goal of University Design for Learning is to ensure all learners have access to knowledge that allows for personal development and diverse learning experiences. So the topic or the unit selected was to respond to and engage these diverse learners. So the goal of the lesson is to make the subject matter interesting so that the students engage in the material and present the material and the material be presented in such a way to meet the needs of the various students by utilizing the UDL principles. Now the unit was developed using the EDID model and the RAISE model, and University Design for Learning principles were incorporated when the race model was used to develop the unit. And so the University Design for Learning principles that were utilized in the unit were engagement, representation, and action and expression. And the topic was selected from the CAPE Caribbean Studies syllabus. Now, students who are pursuing CAPE, and CAPE is a 2-year program. Usually, when they are studying, and it's a compulsory course, when they're studying CAPE, they use Caribbean studies. Sorry, they're usually 17 to 18-year-old students. And as I said, the course is compulsory, and the students being taught, because it's compulsory, the students are very diverse. They come from across the across the subjects offerings. So every student who does CAPE has to complete Caribbean studies. And it's different. The students are diverse. They can visual learners, kinesthetic learners. Some are oral learners, some are dyslexic, and most of them are science students or who historically have little interest or have been exposed, have not been exposed much to historical content, which is heavy in Caribbean studies or sociological or political. So because of that, um, students do not like Caribbean studies. And so when we incorporated when the University Design for Learners principles were incorporated, we tried to I tried to make sure that the different principles were incorporated into the unit. So we had welcome greeting, we had glossary, we had the purpose, we had clear objectives, we had clear instructions, we had videos, case study, infographics, descriptions. So the activities and the evaluations were diverse as well, and discussion for a group assignment, art craft, video presentation. Now all the tenets were utilized in the unit. But in the creation of the unit, one of the things that I had to do was really plan the unit ahead of time before the creation. I plan out what you really wanted to achieve and how you want to achieve. Then I had to make a checklist of all the things that needed to go into the unit, or the lesson, to make sure all the basis of the engagement, representation, and action and expression were covered. And the other thing is that I had to be very creative in creating the unit so that I could effectively engage the students in the activities, evaluations, and in the presentation of the content. Now, the experience for me I found was tedious. Tedious in that it took a lot of time and a lot of thought and to put together the activities and the presentation of the content. For example, I had to create the videos, I had to conceptualize the videos, and then when the videos were created, then I had to do a transcript of the videos. I had to make sure the captions were in, I had to make sure they were the correct. I had to the infographics, I had to make sure it was creative. How can I present the information in a creative way, just not statistics? I need to follow a clear plan. So the plan I had set out, I had to make sure I follow it stepwise and make sure it was sequential or it made sense. And then I had to choose an instruction model to build the unit. So I basically use a RAISE model to make sure I have resources, activities, and there's some support, and there are evaluations in the unit. So what did I gain? So I had gained a deeper understanding of universal design for learning principles. I gained an appreciation for universal design for learning principles in content and course development. And I also developed a creative thinking in design of activities to cater to students' needs. And I also and that incorporates technology. And one of the things for me was what technology would be best suited for the students, and how can I make it interesting for the students. So what suggestions I have for future development. Now, game-based learning could have been incorporated into the lesson, and game-based learning is not my strength, but I could have found a platform that could have utilized game-based learning. I could think interactive quizzes would have been good also to be incorporated into the lesson. A more collaborative activities could also have been incorporated in the lesson. There is only one group activity, and you know that UDL supports and promotes collaborative work. Different types of multimedia could have been incorporated into the unit as well. And so you have media presentation, video presentation, the PowerPoint, note taking, audio format, but they were also text transcripts using digital tools like video, voice thread for collaboration. Now the thing about Caribbean studies is essay questions usually come on the exam, so we could have had essay questions and exemplars and incorporate graphic organizers into the activities or the evaluation. So thank you for watching.